So I thought it would be cool to do a reacts video. This is my very first reaction video. We'll see how it goes, but I'm doing this in an area that I'm kind of familiar with, and that's conspiracy theories. People who are into conspiracy theories or otherwise even lived through stuff that could be considered conspiracy theory material. This is a channel I've subscribed to, Valuetainment. It's pretty good. I've gotten stuff out of it. So I like these guys' opinions on lots of stuff, and I have found value in it. And the thing is, going over what this guy says, before I hit play, I actually wrote down my own conspiracy theorist types. I wanted to do it before I even got a chance to look at this to see how things would match up just for fun.
For most people that go into conspiracy theories, I either think that you fall into one of three camps. Either you're intellectually lazy and you don't actually do the work and just spout opinions, or you have an agenda and you're sticking to it and you're not willing to learn other ideas or facts, or it's a combination of both. So if you're one of the people that actually think that there was larger forces at play, that's cool, all good. But go read this article from the Wall Street Journal, because it just seems like government incompetence, laziness, not doing things in a reasonable manner of time, and then sprinkle in whatever sort of fraud that you want to throw in there. But this is the number one story in the Wall Street Journal right now, and they're basically blaming it on Hawaii Electric.
Okay, so that was it. That was the short, and I think I saw the whole episode. I think that was actually on the Alex Jones episode. I can't remember. But the funny thing is, he actually is, before I even watched that video, he actually is one of the type of conspiracy theorists that I wrote down. Sort of. But he's almost the exact opposite. And Alex Jones was actually one of the type of conspiracy theorists I wrote down. I wrote down 3, and it didn't match up to his 3. But Alex Jones would be the first type, which is the entertainer type. The entertainer of conspiracy theories. The Alex Jones type is the type of conspiracy theorist buff who is the loudest. Has to be the loudest in the room, is going to jump on it first, loud, over the top, and has absolutely discovered that there's marketing gold in these awakening movements. The conspiracy theorist type who's like, there's gold in them thar hills, that's the Alex Jones type, and he's capitalized on it and made a whole career from it and is doing great. Now, there is the next type, who I will get to this guy at the third type, but the next type after that is the let's let bygones be bygones, sanity over all type of conspiracy theorist buff. They are more like observers, and there's a reason they're more like observers now, is because before they got close to it, they got burned. They tend to have the most intelligent leverage in conversations with these people, but they are the most likely to call any kind of action or organizing to resist it all. They will call it purely crazy and go into denial mode, sort of. And the reason why is because they've been close to it and they've got burned. Now they want to create distance. So they apologize for it, and they especially apologize over the conspiracy behavior of others. They apologize a lot over the Alex Jones type conspiracy theorist too, who jumps on everything right away and wants to just go right out of the gate. Let's all explode all over it, and everything is true. We've got to hit it all fast now, and just let's create a fervor pitch and have intentional mass hysteria, and then attach our own stuff to it and start selling it that way. They have experienced what others pull articles to talk about. And that's the third type. And he's the third type, but he's not so much a conspiracy theorist. He's like a conspiracy theory debunker and wants to be at the opposite end of the gene pool, who he's just going to pull articles to try to debunk things. But this type of conspiracy theorist, the let's let bygones be bygones, sanity over all type, they are trying to put it behind them usually, and they're trying to heal still because they've been so close to it. They don't want it to take over their whole life anymore. So they'll just, these types probably will call you crazy. He might be a combination of that type who wants to get some separation, some arm's length from it all. But also, he is the third type who is going to sit there and say, it's me who's done my homework type. So he thinks he's done his homework. Probably very few other people have, possibly almost no one even has. And he's going to sit there and talk to you about how he's done his homework. He pulls down his own preferred web sources, usually their web news sources, and says that they did the footwork for the actual fact. But look what he's coining here. He is coining a Wall Street Journal article in order to try to debunk other people. He actually is one of the three conspiracy theorists, even though he wants to seem like he is the opposite of the very opposite of the third type. But he totally is that. Pulling down his own news sources and saying they did the footwork. And you know who else is like that? Who, not to trash their channel, but a lot of the stuff I've seen from Russell Brand is like that. Just all the time is pulling up his preferred news sources in order to say, aha, I've got the background and the facts on this is what is going on, and this is canceling out what is actually not going on. And that's just a horrible train wreck in and of itself when you're pulling up all these freaking news sources in order to shape what is going on and what is not going on, and then try to get a grip on reality by being like, aha, this major legacy news source is saying that all these conspiracy crazies can now go away and they're debunked because we are able to blame it on this and that negligence, this and that corporation, take away from what's going on that could possibly be sort of shadow government oriented or clandestine activities oriented, canceling that out by just saying, oh, it was actually just the irresponsibility of this or that other company, so stop talking about it like it's something that's coming from this shadowy clandestine aspect. It's obviously not. Let's just stick to the actual facts. You've done the footwork by believing in what we're saying. That's just another whole conspiracy theorist, actually. So, I value what this guy is saying and everything that goes on with I value the valuetainment. I value valuetainment. I value Patrick, David, and company and what they've got to say about stuff. But don't cancel out the whole shadow aspect of things that are going on. And a lot of what these people actually have brought up that's like evidence on top of evidence on top of evidence. For example, with the quote-unquote conspiracy theory that Canada's wildfires were being started intentionally, they were bringing up radar of separate epicenters of smoke streams that were coming up with the radar at the exact same time. Now, this guy will, with respect to him, he's going to go out and find an article that says, oh, that's not true, and here's why that's not true, because he wants to look for articles. If you come at it with the viewpoint and the mental stance of wanting to find articles that cancel that out, you're going to be able to cancel that out too. And that's what he's doing, which requires being rolled under the waves of just another whole conspiracy theory movement, to where it almost ties back into the first, which is the Alex Jones type. Now he is going to be marketing, though, rather than to people who want to jump on every single conspiracy theory, he wants to market to people who are trying their best to stay secure and want to cancel out the evidence that's been gathered in order to have a false sense of security. So that's what this guy is doing right here. So yeah, don't fall under that too, or you're just as guilty as the people who are marketing it all and jumping on every single thing in order to make their money on the awakening movements. So that's my first reaction video, and I chose this, boom, and to react to. So I hope you get value out of it, and I hope it helps you sort of maintain a balance. I'm probably more of the let's let bygones be bygones sanity type overall, because I've been close to it all and I've been burned by it. I've been burned by it when it comes to especially those who are, they call themselves congregational illuminists, but you get into it, they think they're Illuminati, and it's cult and occult. And that's what I was burned by. So this is something that I'm still trying to heal from, to where probably when I meet other people who are just straight up like jumping on it all, like the loudest over the top in the room, to where they market, their whole thing is marketing that yes, all the conspiracies are going on, let's talk about all of them, it's so clearly it's all going on, let's jump on the bandwagon that it is just all real. I call those types crazy, and I get quiet, and I myself am like try to get them at arm's length, and I apologize for them and try to get a distance from them, sort of, because I've been so close to, I'm still trying to heal and put things behind me. So when it comes to the whole sort of voodoo death cult abuse of the knowledge of the occult orders and what they know in Haiti, people have gone to Haiti and then they come back to the States. They've done horrible things, and they're really more like a do as thou will, Aleister Crowley types, left-hand path, intentional Satanists who use all that info to market their own shit, which is, yes, all the conspiracies are real, but who cares, because we think we're behind them all, and it's all part of our collective. So that's, of course, that's the worst of all, and those people just think they're the fucking Illuminati embodied anyway. Those who've gotten close to those people, they have gotten arm's length from it all and don't want to talk about it all anymore and are trying to get arm's length. So that's the classification that I tend to fall into. But so there you go. So he actually is a conspiracy.
You're intellectually lazy. And you don't actually do the work and just spout. Opinions. I either think that you have an agenda and you're sticking to it, or you're intellectually lazy. That's cool, all good. But go read this article from the Wall Street Journal. It seems to be the number one story in the Wall Street Journal right now, and they're basically blaming it on the Hawaii electric. You're intellectually lazy. That's cool, all good. But go read this, and they're basically blaming it on the Hawaii electric. You're intellectually lazy. You have an agenda, and you're sticking to it. You fall into one of three camps.
You mean like what Jeffrey Epstein did with Clinton?